closed this road a bit further down. You can get up this way if you use a cut through. This guy's just drove past me. KN 13 GBF, and then he's turned around to go back past me. It obviously tells you further up that road that the road's closed down this way. Further down there. You can get onto it, but not the main way. The way that you would get onto it with this main part of the road being closed is there's a junction further up that you would rejoin the main route. But I mean, it's obviously signed, posted up there that this road's closed. But gang stalkers be trying. So unfortunately, I switched my camera on my phone on and they all disappear, but because the road's closed and they can't mob me, surround me with cars, it is just after 7 in the morning. It is Thursday morning, a weekday morning. Not that that matters, but just, I like to be transparent. So yeah, I've had a lot more physical walkie stalkers today, this morning, since I joined onto this road, because they can't mob me with cars as they normally would, irregardless of what time it is. I'm up early sometimes. I'm up early every morning because I get awakened early. It's not a choice. It's out of my control. They want to slow down a bit. I get too out of breath if I'm walking fast. They want to control every single part of you. So every little bit of your life they want to control. And there's certain things that they can control. When I go to sleep, I'll often kind of wake up and I don't even realise that I'd fallen asleep. It's like a kind of manufactured inducement of sleep. And they control when I wake up as well. I'll get even noises in the environment around me, such as, someone, as you would if you lived in a built-up area, in a neighbourhood, you would let your dog with an incredibly loud bark out to bark outside at 5 in the morning. Of course you would rev your engine, your car engine, repeatedly at 5:30 in the morning. Or, if you lived in a house, not that any of these people are around me, the ones that live in the house are utter scum, they're gang stalking trash. They've been put there with the sole purpose to fucking annoy me, to do things to me. So it's not like they're gonna be what's the word I'm struggling for? Nice, polite, nice people who don't go around annoying other people, who try their hardest to keep their noise to a minimum. But they're not those kind of people. They're the kind of people that go out of their way to make noise because that is their job. Anyway, just shut up while I'm being passed. Yeah, anyway, that's their job, is to make noise. But when all else fails, I'll get this when I'm falling asleep as well, and I presume other people do as well. It's hard to describe. It's like a noise. It's like an electric shock almost, like the feel it, not quite an electric shock, not the feeling of an electric shock, but it is the kind of the zap that an electric shock would make, the noise that an electric shock would make. It's almost, I can hear it, it's said, but it's directed to my head, so I can hear it kinda, but I know it's not done through my kind of, what you would call rational hearing. It's been put directly into my head like a zap, you know, and I'll get that. I'll get it when I'm falling asleep as well, I suppose, if maybe they don't want me to fall asleep, or I don't know what it is. Maybe it's people kind of logging into the neural monitoring to I don't know, to manufacture my dreams, I suppose. But I'll get it quite often in the morning, you know, especially if I'm awake. I'm awake anyway, but I haven't opened my eyes, so I'm still in that kind of dozing state, that kind of dream state. And I'll hear / feel the zap, you know. And I'm sure those of you who experience it will know exactly what it is that I feel. It's very distinctive kind of feeling. You know, it's not a physical pain, it's not a physical feeling, and also it's not something that you can physically hear. I don't think if someone else was in the room, even laying beside me, I don't think they would be able to hear it. You know, it's not a sound that would transfer into the environment, if you know what I mean. It's something that's kind of beamed directly to me. I don't know if that's what they mean when they talk about what's that thing called? The the noise, where they direct the noise into your brain. Maybe that's what they mean, and they're just kind of doing it. The voice V2K. Sorry, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe that's what it is, and they're just kind of doing it with noises with me. Maybe I'm fucking up here by describing it. I'm telling them, tell them I'm my own worst enemy. Maybe I'm telling them that I do hear it. I'm confirming for them, I do hear it. But it's like a zap, it's like a zzz. But it's directly to my head. It's not in my hearing, and I can't physically feel it, but it's a combination of both, and it's not always a zap. It's sometimes, other noises, like a sudden noise, like if you're standing on the platform of the underground and the train whooshes past, sometimes it'll be that kind of noise, or other noises to kind of startle you, and they do it when I'm falling asleep. Again, I don't know what the purpose is, because I always manage to fall asleep, so it's not keeping me awake. So I don't think that can be the purpose, really. It must be that they're kind of logging on to something, or I'm picking up on some kind of energy that they're using, some kind of computer interface or whatever. I'm not technical. I'm not going to pretend to be, but but I hear it quite often. I hear it, I feel it, get it quite often in the morning. If there are other kind of tactics don't work, the rooster, the rooster in the middle of a built-up area. It's funny, this rooster, this cock-a-doodle-do, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh constantly. Cock-a-doodle-doos throughout the day as well. I don't think there's an actual rooster, but there we go. But it's funny, the rooster only started when I returned. I've said before that I went to stay with a family member last year. I think I stayed for a month and a half, something like that. And they lived in the countryside, and there was a rooster. Again, the rooster wasn't there when I first got there. I'm very perceptive of the noises in the environment, I think I always have been, and I think that's part of the issue. They can't, I pick up on things. Even when I was a kid, I picked up on slight changes and little synchronisations, And I knew, well, I was going to say, I didn't know better at the time, so I used to voice them when I was young, but obviously I'm recording this and doing that exact thing, so I don't know any better. I'm still as stupid. I'm still telling them what it is that I see and hear and feel. Yeah, of course. So when I first got to this family member's house, there wasn't a rooster. There were neighbours with chickens, several neighbours with chickens, but there was no rooster. But within a couple of weeks, there was a rooster started. They obviously got a rooster, or they're playing the noise of a rooster for some reason, I don't know. And then when I came back here, which is, it's, I don't know in miles how far it is, but it's the other end of the UK. I'm in the south of England, And where I was staying was in the north of England, and as soon as I got back, lo and behold, in the neighbourhood that I live in a built-up area, there is now a rooster that cock-a-doodle-doos every day. So there you go. It's noise transference, you know. You transfer the noise, but I don't know. That makes me think that the person that I was staying with, I'm kind of connected to in some way. Our minds are connected, so maybe they're hearing the noises in my environment, maybe subconsciously, and I'm hearing the noises in theirs. I don't know. We did go out one day and parked in a town. Of course, it was fucking surrounded by gang stalkers that day. It was, oh fucking hell. You know, you get kind of bad days like that where they're just everywhere. Well, this was one of them. They sent children up to me to ask me a question. Excuse me, can we ask you a question? I just ignored them, you know, whatever piece of shit had sent these kids to get involved in it. But anyway, me and this relative, we were in a shop, and they'd parked their car, and just I thought at that moment, you know, they didn't pay for parking, it must be free on the street. And just as that thought come to my head, they came to me in the shop and said, oh shit, I didn't pay for parking, I better go and pay, you know. And it was at that exact moment that I thought of it. So, you know, they were probably connected in some way, and that's definitely why they want to keep us apart. They make him very much. I also think that he's part of my targeting, you know. I don't have any real doubt about that. But I think he's also being used, you know. I think we're very connected because we share blood, you know, we're related. Anyway, I'll maybe get into that another day. I'm slurring my words, I don't even drink anymore. But the programme is there to make you sound drunk. I stumble sometimes as well, and you know, I'm pretty steady on my feet. I'm quite strong, like physically strong, but they make me stumble at times, and it's odd, you know. It's an odd feeling comes over you, that kind of vertical feeling. Again, I get it in my head. It's like they've kind of moved the balance within my head, and I can feel it. And it's not natural, you know. It's induced, it's manufactured, just like, you know, the zap noise is induced, manufactured, or the whoosh noise, whatever loud noise it is. Just like my dreams are sometimes manufactured. I had a weird dream last night, and someone got really angry with me in it. I dreamt about these guys that I used to work with in my last workplace, and you know, it's how you can tell people are putting your dreams to try and get information from you. I've had that many times where they'll appear in my dream, these people that I know, and then they'll ask me questions, or people will ask me questions about a previous part of my dream that maybe they haven't been in control of, to try and get information from me. And it kind of happened last night, you know. One of the guys that I used to work with came up to me, and I was friendly with him, you know, and he had no outwardly part of my targeting. There was several of them that I know were part of my targeting because they were involved the night that I was cuckooed out my house. They were part of the crowd in the street. They were brought there, and I just know because of their behaviour leading up to it, you know. You can tell these people that I've worked with for years and years all of a sudden kind of turn on you. But this guy in my dream was someone that I was quite friendly with, and he never, I have to hurry up and run out of time, he never outwardly showed it. So in my dream last night, he kind of come up to me and he's trying to talk to me all nice, and I went to shake his hand, but I did a funny handshake, and I said, there you go, there's your Freemason handshake for you. And he turned on me, you know. He looked really fucking angry, and really angry that I'd figured out that he was a piece of shit along with the rest of them, you know. And then I made a joke of it, even in my dream. I said, I'm only kidding, I'm only messing of you. I don't think that of you, you know. But he was really fucking pissed off. His face was absolutely, he was seething, you know. And I thought, I know, I know who you all are. You know, don't think that I've got that kind of naive trusting anymore. Because I don't, that's definitely gone. Anyway, it's my ramble for the day, so I'm running out of time, so you take care. Oh, you're going to miss the lambs. 2 minutes, I'll pause it and give you a 5-second lamb. Oh, it won't let me pause it. Anyway, take care, God bless, lots of love, bye bye.